If you carry your cello like this, with rolls on your case, on a bumpy road like this here, on a nice square, you don't do any good to your cello. Stay tuned and I explain you why. You wouldn't treat a cello like this. The invention of the wheel, a great invention. Everybody uses it, but it doesn't mean that you have to use it. Carrying your cello or your instrument in general is a little bit like going with a very nice bicycle, and it is as good and safe as long as your lock for the bicycle is safe. So today's transmission is just dedicated for how to carry, in this case, the cello. Hello back again. This is Edgar from Cremona, Italy, and we build great instruments. And then the very last step of building a great sounding instrument is that somebody is choosing it or falls in love and they want to carry it back home. Most of the time, the moment you are changing instrument is also the right occasion to change your case. So nothing better than a nice new instrument and then even going out from the shop with a new case, okay? So you have to find a cello case. Now there is a jungle out there of cello cases, okay? And when it comes to prices, they are competing one against the other one. At a certain point then carbon fiber arrived, and then everything had to be with carbon fiber, standing that carbon fiber is like a guarantee for a high quality product, which is not always the case. And then of course our friends from Asia, they started to make cases like crazy. They go for the quantity and for the price. And then at a certain point, I don't know if they were the first ones or who invented the wheel, but then this was the last hype 20 years ago. Wheels on the cello case. Anyhow, what remains is that people nowadays shop for a case with rolls. They have all in mind like inline skating. The maximum would be achieved if you have a cello on your back and then you would inline skate. Yeah, this is what we all have in our mind. But then you end up having a 80 or 50,000 euro cello, and then you don't feel that comfortable anymore on the inline skates, right? But you like the idea of the wheel, which was the invention for human beings, you know? I agree. And it's really, we're all very, very comfortable, and we don't want to get a backache, and we don't want to transfer that long and whatever. And so then you end up with a cello case with wheels. Great, yeah? If you know how much time we dedicate to set up the instrument in its perfect conditions, the sound post and tick, 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 and then you hear, and can you hear, and then the bridge, even every feet, we can twist them and you can listen to the difference, and a little bit out and a little bit in and a little bit here and a little bit there, and is this in the right and whatever, and the pegs, how you know how they fit and everything. And then you go with your cello, with your fancy wheeled cello case on the bumpy road. As soon as they put inside the cello, it's like they cancel the TLC which has been invested into the cello sound, and then they go on a bumpy road. It's just like everything for nothing, because everything is all messed up. And then they pretend to come on a new location, pull out the instrument and be the best cello player and the best sounding cello. Something like this is the completely illusion. Something like this doesn't exist. Cancel it. If you love your cello, remember that you would love to carry it like this. Actually like this. Inside the cello case. What I have chosen for you is from GEWA, and this is GEWA Air. This is a nice handle, a safe one. There is another one like this. Then you also can put some belts on it. Watch out that they're connected with the safety string around it in case something would break, that the cello doesn't fall down, because at least I have seen that already and I have experienced it already, and also Christian behind the camera. And that's the reason why I have chosen this case here. It's a medium light strong cello case. I think it is strong enough that I could step on it here without that it smashes in. As you can see, there are no wheels, okay? Don't use wheels. In those few occasions that you are traveling with a cello on an airport,
we're just in the airport, the floor is flat and perfect, just like here in my new workshop, then okay, then you could, in that occasion, you could use the wheels. Otherwise, leave them. No need. You're just risking more than anything else. And to set up a cello very nice are a few €100 or dollars of time to get it back as it has been to before. I have by now these 3 colors because I know those are the colors which go for the most. Black is what most people want. Gray is nowadays pretty fancy, and white is the one which is probably the best color of all, because between white and black there are 17 degrees Celsius of difference if in case the sun is shining to the case. So if you're living in a sunny area, I definitely would recommend to take a white one and not a black. That's actually everything I have to say about wheels. Yes, and I know it's not what you want to listen. Next thing, what you probably are just at this very moment say, yeah, but I have a Montagnana. Okay, it really depends on Montagnana to Montagnana, and most Montagnanas out there are far too big. I want to show you that in my case here, these are the strips which will fit later on. And this here is the cello case, yeah? You can immediately tell that this is German made, especially because they have some small things where they just were thinking. It's just, for instance, this tiny strip here, which prevents that this one goes out when you close it. Damn, it's just, I love to work with Germans, probably because I'm not German, but I like the way how they face things. And we just start here with a very simple one, Strat model, okay? We can put it in here like this here. So this here fits very well in here. I have still to discover how you open it, but this is also quite well organized. This one you can loosen up probably. Oh yeah, you can loosen it up like this in case you want it to be a little bit more like this here. Sounds all pretty good here, and we can close it. I love this here. This is just, I put a rubber band here, and they made it already from the factory like this. Even this here is fluffy, which takes all the bumps and everything. And you have here the bow connected with a very nice thing. So you can, with one hand, take out the bow. This is a Red Dot Award 2016 winner even. So this stands for high quality. I'm 10 years late, but I still love them. And I think this is just a great case. It closes also very easy. You can tell with everything you close and everything that this is German quality. This was the Strat. Next one, Montagnana. Wow, it fits so nice. It's all very nice here. How does it fit here? You can regulate this in case to slip down a little bit more, but I think it's stable here. Here we close. Again, all this here is all nicely inside. Yes. And then we close it. Here, I know there's none. And this one here is the last one. And that fits also very nice and is perfect. So Montagnana is not a big deal here, at least if it has the original size, but it fits inside without any big problems. I think this is for today. They're well made, they're very beautiful, and they're very safe and soft inside, and you can adjust with the cushions and regulate everything to your requirements and your feeling for your cello. The weight is indicated with 3.9 kilograms. I have not double checked it at the moment. Just the stripes in itself, if you take the package of the stripes with these two for the shoulders, are already really heavy and well made. The whole thing is made in Germany, and this is something I really want to underline. I think this is a solid and a reasonable weight, a solid case, and that's why I have it and I offer it. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. It really hurts.
Back in the workshop. And we're happy there was no cello inside.